This is awesome. Well, it's a joy to come to you by way of television. I'm Dr. Randall Hall Walker, and I have my darling, darling baby, my sweet and sexy lady. Ooh, I'm on Christian television. Oh, Lord God. Give my awesome, wonderful wife a big God bless you. Randall Hall Walker. Listen, we have an awesome show prepared for you today. You are going to be touched, moved, and inspired. This is going to blow your mind. You think last week was awesome. Well, when I ministered or shared with you the 10 top failures men fall into. You remember that show last week?
Oh, yeah,
it was great. Really great. I want to recap just for a moment and share the 10 top failures that men make in their marriage, end up in divorce. Sheriff comes and brings the paper, and you go, what is this? Now you know that these 10 top failures is the reason why men end up in divorce. And guess what? On the set today, my awesome, extraordinary, powerful wife, Randall Hall Walker, is going to share the top 10 failures of women today.
Yes,
let's give the Lord, let's give. Yes. So I tell you what, I'm anticipating, I've been waiting for this moment because I want to hear the top 10 failures of a woman. To know that my wife is willing to admit these top failures with women is incredible. Because, listen, I was not proud at all last week to share with you the 10 top failures of a man. I was humbled by that. Here, let me give them to you real quickly. Number 1, stop noticing your wife. Number 2, allowing yourself to be rude to her. Number 3, constantly reminding your wife that you're the boss. Number 4, making the children her sole priority or sole responsibility. Number 5, disregard your domestic duties. Won't do nothing around the house, so you disregard everything. Number 6, not home. Always working, never at home. Number 7, silent partner. Won't even talk, just around the house, won't say nothing. Number 8, begin to call her bad names. Ooh, boy, you're gonna end up in divorce court real, sir, let me tell you something. Begin to call her names. Number 9, tell her if she doesn't like it, she can leave. Oh my goodness. Last but not least, the reason why men end up in divorce court is they keep being the jerk they are. Well, listen, I tell you, this is exciting, and my wife is now going to share. Again, call a friend, call a neighbor, call a co-worker, call somebody, and tell them today, Randall and Randall Hall Walker Journey to Greatness broadcast is on, and invite them to come and just to call in. And listen, if you are in the Charlotte area, don't hesitate to come visit us. Freedom Worship Center, Charlotte, 4732 Old Pineville Road, right at Woodlawn. Come visit us. We'd love to have you. You'll have an exciting time here at Freedom Worship Center, Charlotte. Or email us at journeytogreatnessbc@gmail.com. Now, I'm going to turn it over to my darling, darling baby, Randall Hall Walker. Give her a big welcome.
Thank you all so much. I'm really excited about doing this because it does humble you, it does help you to see some of the ways that have hurt the marriage, things that women are doing also. And so again, yes, it is a challenge to share. Of course, I haven't done all of these, but they are the 10.
I'll be the judge of that.
10 top failures, and I said the 10 top failures that will drive your husband right out of your life.
Wow, this has got to be good.
I've given 10. They're not necessarily in order, and the very first one that we're going to deal with is nagging.
Wow.
No matter what he does, she complains. And I came up with an acrostic on nag. N-A-G, meaning N, needing A, attention. G, guys, she's just needing attention.
Oh.
That's what nag is.
So that's what the issue is.
Need attention, guys. She's really needing attention, because what I believe is happening here is that her expectation of the marriage may not be where she thought it would be. And so she's complaining. Things aren't going the way that she wanted, so she's nagging. And if he doesn't get the point, again, here we go with a failure. Well,
of course, and that is so powerful, because I can imagine living in a house. You know, the Word of God even talks about that a man would be better off on the housetop, you know, than to be in the house with a nagging woman.
Right.
You know, nagging can really get on men's nerves, because number one, we have a space. Men have a space that you all don't know about. And that space is our privacy that we connect, and it's like a box in our head that we don't want anything in that box. And when you're nagging and nagging and nagging, then you're putting stuff in our box. And so that box is reserved for just us. And we don't want you putting stuff in there. You're putting a lot of stuff in that box, and we're getting frustrated, and so that can create a real problem with us. And so, but it's good to know that you're reaching out. See, a lot of men don't know that the wife is reaching out.
Yes,
according to my lovely sweetheart, she's saying that when a woman is nagging, she's reaching out to you. Thank you so much for sharing that with our viewers. Yes, wonderful.
That is so true.
Yeah, because we see it as you filling up our box. That's all we see. You know, you're filling up our boxes, getting full, and listen, we like to keep it empty. You know, we like to keep that box empty with nothing there.
Right.
Wonderful.
Yeah, and so that's what's really going on with her. There's something happening inside, and she doesn't know how to say it. So she nags.
Wow.
She complains. No matter what you do, she's going to complain.
Yes, I can
and if the man doesn't pay attention to that, he won't understand where she is. And just like we said, it will drive him right out of her life. And number two, unforgiveness.
Unforgiveness. Wow.
Unforgiveness is a big issue in a marriage. If something goes wrong, what I did was I said, never letting go of what the husband did to hurt her.
Wow.
Constant reminding him of his fault. She won't leave. And her motto is this: if I stay, you will pay.
Whoa. 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 Oh my goodness.
That's of a truth. I know it is
Listen,
the truth.
man, this is great for us to know. So in other words, if you've been sentenced, you got to do your time.
She'll stay there, but deep in her heart, even though there's a bit of forgiveness, there's no wholehearted forgiveness, because it's you hurt me, you embarrassed me, you did this, you did that, and I'm willing to live with you. But every once in a while, she's going to find a way to make you pay for what you did. She's going to remind you. She's going to dig it up. She's going to go scuba diving. You threw it in the sea, or God threw it in the sea, and she went scuba diving for it, and she's going to bring it back.
Wow.
It will drive the man right out of your life. He won't know what happened, but it's called lack of forgiveness. So women, I'm saying to you, learn to forgive, and forgive quickly. You have two choices. You either forgive and let it go, or don't forgive and leave. Wow.
Well, men, and also sharing this was so awesome. I want to encourage you that to realize, okay, hey, you did the crime, you got to do the time, okay? So whatever you did to hinder the relationship, you got to ride that out.
Yeah.
Because so often we want to bail out, and we want to say, well, I'm not taking this. Yeah, I made a mistake. Yeah, but she just keep rubbing it in my face. She keep nagging. She keep rubbing it in my face. She just keep on, and I can't take that. You got to take the pressure, because she needs to know that everything is resolved. And then she needs to know that you love her. And she know if she put that pressure on you and you stay, then you prove yourself for a long-term marriage.
And that's good. That's good, because what is happening, yes, what's happening is she doesn't feel that you really repented for what you did to her.
Oh.
She's not feeling it. And the minute she does, the minute she she feels that there's repentance, then she's going to see change in you, which will bring change in her. And so that's why the unforgiveness is there, and that's why the motto, if you stay, you will pay, remains until she comes to that place where she knows that you've changed, because there's still some things that are probably going on that she see.
Yes.
That reminds her of what you did.
Wow.
And because you don't look like you repented, you're not acting like you repented, then that's where, number one, the nagging comes in, and number two, the unforgiveness remains. So when I said, if you don't want to live with it, women, he's going to leave. He's going to leave. But if you can't live with that, then you have to make a choice as to whether or not you can.
Wow, that's good. That's good. Well, listen, I want to encourage the men that's listening who you're watching me by way of television, and you can identify with this. I want to encourage you to weather the storm and prove yourself, because what I'm hearing from the opposite sex is that you have to prove yourself.
Yeah.
And I ain't proving. Yeah, pride goeth before destruction.
That's
so
right.
you don't want to get caught up in pride. And for God's sake, don't think the grass is greener on the other side. Because what can happen is you will find yourself out looking in than being in trying to look out. So your marriage is worth saving. Your marriage is worth fighting for. And if the wife is hurt, devastated, unforgiveness, it's up to you to prove yourself and to help her to overcome and walk her through that. Walk her through that pain and that hurt.
Right.
And then you'll see that it'll be such an appreciation for you, because, listen, you ministered to her. And because you minister to her, then she can in turn minister to you. But she can never minister to you as long as you haven't ministered to her.
That's true.
But the moment you have, then you'll see things turn around. You'll see things change, because she'll know that you have changed, because you're doing things different.
That's true.
You're not doing the same thing over and over again when she done told you 2.8 million times that it gets on her nerves, okay? You stop doing it because you love her, and God gave you that precious woman, and you want to cherish it, and you want to love her.
That's good. That's good. And again, when I said that she may leave, it could be anything. It does not necessarily have to be a physical abuse or verbal abuse. It could be anything that really hurt her. Like last week when we spoke about calling her names, that breaks a woman's spirit. Yeah. She does not want you to call her a name, and she'll begin to live that and then throw it up in your face, especially if you call her stupid, especially if you call her ignorant. She's going to do something, and then you're going to come and ask her why she did it. Guess what she's going to say? You said I was ignorant. You said I was stupid. So what else do you expect from me? And that's how she's going to act. Wow. And so we don't want a circus in the marriage. And then you had even said something about the grass. Sometimes men think the grass is greener on the other side. It may not even be grass. It may be turf. So you better pay attention to what fence you're jumping over.
That's good. That's
you have to pay attention to that. So, yeah. So anyway, we're going to move to number 3. Now, this is a big one. This is a big one. Spending money with no budget in mind.
Oh, that is a
women.
Big one. Oh, yeah.
Whether you work or he work or both of you work. We have to get to a place of not just spending money, but there's a reason for it. It's either because she didn't have before she met you, and now she's gone overboard. There's just no balance to where she's going. Or she just became very frivolous in her spending, and she just spend. And then the funny thing about it is she's feeling guilty about it. So what she may do is she'll go out, say for instance, let's look at shoes. So she'll go out and do 2 things. She'll buy shoes and tell the salesperson, I don't want the box, just put them in a bag. Some of you know exactly what I'm talking about. And then you take them home. Or if you get home before the husband does, And then you hide them. You leave them there for about a week or two. You're anxious to wear them, whether it's clothes, shoes, purse, whatever. And then you pull it out. And then he says, oh, I've never seen that before. Oh, I had that a long time, honey. Those are the, I'm unveiling us, ladies. I really am. Please don't throw a shoe at me or anything, because I'm guilty of... maybe this one. I think I've done that a couple of times, but the guilt comes in after a while, and so you don't want to do that anymore. So be honest. If you have to spend, at least you two talk about it, or you're going to spend, talk about it. But don't go out and just spend money knowing you don't have it. Don't spend your rent money. Don't spend your electricity money, because your shoes cannot pay that bill.
That's right.
A new dress can't pay that bill. And a new purse, I remember I was talking to a lady one day, and she had this beautiful purse. And so I won't name her, but she had this beautiful purse, and I was like, oh, I like that purse. Oh, my husband got it for me. I said, oh, that is so awesome. So we're all together. Her husband's there. We're all there. And she's got the purse on the table. And he said, where'd you get that purse from? And I'm standing there. Well, you know the rest of that story. I don't even have to go any further. Okay? We're not going to say anything else about it, but I just want to let you know, don't go spending money that you don't have. And even if you do have it, be respectful with your husband and discuss it with him, because it hurts. Even though the man may not say much, it hurts him to see his wife spending like that, and he doesn't want to call her dishonest, but it is dishonest when she comes out of the closet because she's hidden some shoes for a whole month, and then she comes out with these new shoes, and he's like, I don't believe this.
I know you mentioned about the shoes, but you know, there's always been something that I want to ask a question to you. You know, I look in your closet, and I see all of these clothes. I mean, I see clothes in this closet. I see it in that closet. I see it in the closet around the back and our closet. All of these clothes. And then you say, I don't have any clothes. Now, I got one rack of suits. Okay, I got it. And you never hear me saying, I don't have any clothes. And I only have a few suits. But I got clothes. I can change them up. I can, you know, put on the pants and put on the jacket and change it up. But you never hear me say I don't have any clothes. And I often wondered about women, and I hear them always say, I got to go shopping. We got a young lady in our church that, we call her Miss Cutie, and she's always saying, I'm going shopping. You know, she loves to go shopping. And so help me to understand what's this whole deal about going shopping. As a matter of fact, I can't stand shopping. As a matter of fact, I run into the store, see something, grab it, pay for it, and I'm out of there. And if I can get 2 pair to last me a while, if I got the money, I'm going to get 2 pair so I don't have to come back for a long time. I can't stand shopping, okay? But it just seems like I remember my wife, though, one day she just wanted to go to the mall and walk around the mall. And I said, well, I'll go and walk around the mall. And then, of course, she saw some things she liked, and I bought them for her, okay? And it was a wonderful day together as we were walking in the mall and enjoying one another. Now, that's different, and we had a little budget there that we could spend some money, and so that was a good time. But I often wonder why they love to go shopping. Can you help me there?
I can answer some of those questions. Now, you brought up personal about me having clothes in all the closets.
Absolutely.
Well, it's because they're seasonal.
Oh.
I have summer clothes. I have winter clothes. I have church clothes. I have play clothes. I have work clothes. I have clothes to lounge around the house. I have after 5 clothes. So we're seasonal when it comes, and we're trendy. So we're going to have all kinds. Men buy suits, and you'll wear that same old black suit until it's shining.
Absolutely.
You'll wear it to the banquet. You'll wear it to a breakfast. You'll wear it to church. Well, women aren't like that. Women want something new on. And when new fashions come out, they want to be, it's not a competition with anyone else. It's just they want to be the first to wear it.
Wow.
And so they don't want to spend like that, but because the stores, everything is so pushed towards new fashion, trendy. We're going for the shoes. At one point, it was the flats like here. Now we're up here. Okay, and so women want to wear them. I won't put them on because I won't be able to move in them. They're just too high. But yet I can find shoes that are comfortable. Like we went to a wedding the other day. I had no shoes to wear for that wedding. I had to get shoes to match the dress.
Right.
So that's what women do. And that's why they do what they do. When they go shopping, sometimes you're just walking. You're not really shopping. And I think the term shopping is just used loosely. It just means I want to see what's out there.
Well, that's great.
Yeah.
Listen, man, that's wonderful. Listen, man, this is good. This is good to help us to understand women. And so what I'm hearing is that they like to be free, and we want a happy life. So if you want a happy life, you're going to have a happy wife. And so in order to have a happy wife, you're going to have to give her the freedom. You don't want to put her in bondage. You want to say to her, honey, here's $100. Go shopping and enjoy yourself. And if she says, come on, go with me, for God's sake, go with her.
Better go. But you know what? When you see women who love shoes, you have to keep in mind, too, that women are more business now. We have so many women in the corporate world that are wearing suits. Sure. So every single day it's a new suit. You're wearing a new suit, you're wearing new shoes to go with it. So everything is matching. So you'll see the husband has built her a closet with nothing but shoes to go with the other closet with nothing but her suits.
Wow.
And that's the way it is. And women are so business today. Their fashion, the hair, a lot of them are wearing their girls, as they call it, which are wigs, but we call them girls. They're wearing that, the makeup. It's all geared towards fashion. And in order to fit into that world, or to fit into your business world, they're expecting a particular look from you. So the business world, you can either be just so high class where you have to be in heels and suits every day, or you can be casual, business casual, where you're in pantsuits, but you're still changing every day. Your shoes have to change, the colors, everything is just so different. And it's difficult. Women aren't saying it's difficult, and they may love shopping, but if they really sit down and really think about it, it's really hard on us knowing that I've got to compete out there, knowing I've got to change in order for me to fit into that business world. It's not that they want to really do it, it's just that it's part of the way the world has set it up for us now.
Wow,
that's why we're stuck there.
Wow.
Yeah.
Awesome.
All right, this one is very difficult, but yet at the same time, it's very true. Most people will not talk about it. They won't even talk about it in their marriages or even in marriage counseling. So I just made it number 4. It is withholding sexual pleasures.
Whoa.
When the woman gets angry with the man.
Okay.
When she gets angry with the man, this is the powerful weapon that she used to get back at you. Wow. So men, all I'm asking you is don't use this as a means of resolving issues either.
That's good.
But the woman will use it as a weapon, and because she knows you, she knows what pleases you, but you've made her angry, and your pleasure has become her displeasure.
That's good.
I don't know if I need to say more on it, but we women try not to do that.
Right. Well, men, I want to say, to share a little bit concerning that, because I think what can happen in a relationship like that, if you feel like your wife is not being caring and loving towards you, then you begin to look in another direction. And for God's sake, keep your eyes on your wife and minister to your wife, because the enemy that wants to destroy you and your reputation can easily lure you in, because your wife's mad at you, and then here come Miss Cutie Pie grinning and skinning and tipping and dipping, and next thing you know, you got your eyes in the wrong direction, because something is not going on good at home, because there's a problem at home. And when there is a problem at home, that's a time to tighten up. That's just the sign to tell you, tighten up. That's the sign to tell you to get on your A game and tighten things up. If your wife is not happy, because as I alluded to earlier, a happy wife is a happy life. And so we have a responsibility to take care of them, provide for them, make them happy. That's what we're called to do. And we being the stronger individual, they are the weaker one. I mean, the Word of God is clear that the wife is a weaker vessel. Even though she appears so strong, and you might think that she's all that and then some over you, but she has what is called an equalizer, and that is her mouth. And a lot of times, because a lot of times when they're nagging and when they're fussing at you, that's their only recourse that they have to equal up to you, because you are the stronger one, and you don't sometimes realize that. Sometimes we men don't realize the influence and how strong that we are. And so I want to encourage you to make sure that we humble ourselves in front of our wives and let them know that they're precious, that we care for them, and they're the apple of our eye.
That's good. That's good. And adding to that, the man, a lot of times, sometimes, I won't say a lot of times, sometimes the sexual pleasure is very physical, where with a woman it's very sensual, it's very intimate. And he may not necessarily be wanting for the right reason, even though that is his wife. If she's angry with you, that is not the time to resolve an issue. That's the time to love her through it, and she will easily give herself to you. She wouldn't have a problem knowing that the hurt, you came, you caressed her, you helped heal that wound, and she'll find that won't, and that's a weapon she won't have to use anymore. She can put it away.
Yeah, that's very good. I've been in ministry full time for probably about 35 years, but there was a time for about a year or two I sold cars back in Florida. And what I would notice is that when men would send flowers to their wife, they messed up. And so one of the things I want to encourage is to think about our wives on days that are not special days. To just think of them on maybe a Saturday morning. Hey, honey, let's go out to breakfast together. Or while you're out, pick her up a rose, not because y'all fighting, not because she mad at you, not because she upset with you, not because you made her mad. Now you're going to try to make up to her by buying her something, giving her a flower, buying her a ring. That's not the time. I talk about building your faith before storms, before trials, before tests, before you go through the difficulties of life. Strengthen your faith before. Well, I'm going to say strengthen your marriage before you run into a problem, before difficulties come. Have a strong marriage, so when the storms of life come on that marriage, you can weather the storm because you built up a good relationship before the trial, before the test. So it'll easily blow over. You can just reach over and say, sweetie, I'm so sorry. And she'll just say, that's all right, babe.
That is so true. I didn't know that was how people felt. And one day you had sent some flowers to me, just because. There was nothing wrong, just because. And so one of the ladies on the job says, "Ooh, you and your husband were fighting last night." I went, "No. No," and that was their thought, is that the only reason why you get flowers on the job is because there was a fight. So when I got home back, I told my husband, "Don't you ever send me any flowers to my job ever again." I did, because I don't want that thought. That's a terrible way to think. You should be able to get flowers just because. But so what he did was he got me one silk flower, and I keep it at my desk. And I've had it for years.
Yes.
So that flower is a remembrance of the fact that he loves me, and you don't have to send me flowers that's going to die in a week anyway. So I'm okay with that one flower. Okay.
That's awesome.
And it means a lot to me. So here we are, moving again to the next one.
What number are we on?
We are on number 5.
Okay, great.
Being jealous and insecure. Ladies, what happened? What made us jealous? What did he do to put you in that position? Or what was your history prior to that made you jealous, that when you got into this relationship, you didn't let go of that baggage? So you're always thinking that your husband is cheating on you. You're always thinking that something is wrong. You're calling him all day long. "Where are you, honey? When you coming home?" Hang up. 10 minutes later, "Where are you, honey? When you coming home? You said you were going to be home 10 minutes ago, and you still haven't gotten home. What are you doing? Who you talking to?" You hear people talking in the background. "Who is that you talking to?" "I hear that woman in the background." All this drama going on. But what happened that we have to take a look at ourselves, search our hearts, and find out what put us in a position to be jealous of our husbands, that will drive him out of the house and into the arms of someone that he would have never gone into if you hadn't continued to nag.
Wow, that is so great. Wow, that's a lot of food for thought there.
Yeah.
That is a lot of food for thought. I want to just encourage us men that we as men, we have to make sure that we are loving our wives at all times and that they're secure. Because why are they insecure? Because number one, keep in mind, women married, the number one reason is for for security. Men, number one reason is for companionship, but that's not why the wife number one reason is companionship. She marries for security. So the moment she's threatened, the moment she's insecure, you got a problem.
That's right.
I mean, the moment she feels threatened, and you got to see the warning signs, and you got to deal with that. You cannot just allow her to continue to be insecure and wondering where you're at, looking at your phone and seeing who you're talking to and following you, stalking you to see what you're doing after work, to see if you're really out with the boys. You know, that's a problem.
Yeah,
that's a problem. So you have to make sure that wife of yours, who I know you love, you want to make sure that she's secure, that she's not worried about where you're at and what you're doing, that she knows she can trust you. Because once that trust issue is broken, you got some serious problems.
That's true.
Once that trust issue, she can't trust you, then she's always going to be suspicious. Hi, I'm Dr. Randall Hall Walker. What a joy it is to come to you by way of television and share with you Journey to Greatness broadcast. If we're being a blessing to you, would you be so kind to consider going to our website and giving a generous gift so we can stay on the air? Go to fwccharlotte.com and click on Give and support the ministry so we can stay on the air. Thank you so very much and wish God's very best to you. might even hire a private investigator. You know, somebody to watch you and to report to her. What is he doing? What is he doing? I don't trust that rascal. You know, but you caused it. You caused that insecurity. Or you haven't stopped it from the previous, as my wife alluded to, that she came into the relationship with baggage. She brought it in. You didn't know that she packed up all that stuff and brought it with her. But she brought all that insecurity and that pain and that hurt with her, and it came in a relationship, and then on your honeymoon, it surfaced. You go, oh my God, what did I get myself into? Gee, it's too late. So now you got to figure ways and strategies on how to make her secure, how to love her, how to let her relax and be comfortable, and most of all, trust you.
That's right. That's right. One of the things that is now a telltale are these phones that we all have, texting and calling people, and then your phone ring, and she feels because most people don't have a landline anymore, so she feels it's okay, your phone is ringing, so she runs to get it, and you skidding around the corner to grab it so that she doesn't pick it up. And she's like, whoa, what's that? Or texts come in, buzzing on your phone, and she wants to see it, and you're blocking it. Something's not right there. That should not be going on. Right. And so now she's really picking. She's going through. And women, you shouldn't be doing the same thing either. You should not have phones that you're hiding text, or you're hiding phone calls, or you're doing something that's bringing about the jealousy as well. So I always remember that security should be yours, and insecurity should never play in your marriage.
Very good.
Now, as I said, that I was giving these 10 issues that drive the man out the house. They're not necessarily in order, but every one of them is a good reason why a man would leave, because he's had too much of it.
That's very good.
Okay, and so number 6, lazy.
Oh, yeah.
Woman won't keep the house clean.
Well, what do you do about the wife that says, hey, I work all day and everything, he should do all that?
Well, let me deal with her at this point being lazy.
All right.
She won't keep the house clean, whether she works or whether she doesn't. Your house still should be your castle. Laying around all day or going shopping, and then not letting the house be a priority. And then argues with the husband if he says something to you concerning the issue. Now, even if she works, your home should be your castle. Yeah. It really should. Even though I may spend 8 hours on the job with other people, when I come to my home, I don't want to kick things out of the way or out of the door to get in my house. I don't want to open a closet door and everything fall out on me. I don't want to go to a bed and it's not made up. And I want to walk in my bedroom and see my bed made up and it's very beautiful. I want to see that. I want to be able to go in my living room. There's no clothes thrown on the sofa that's been there for weeks talking about I'm going to fold them. I don't want to. I don't want to go in the bathroom and I can't even sit down on my own toilet because it's nasty, but I'm the one that did it. Right. Or I can't get to my sink because I haven't cleaned it, or my kitchen is full of dishes and all of that. That should not be. That's just, I'm talking to the ladies now. Right. Whether you work or whether you don't, that should not be. Now, if you were like that before you got married, if your mom didn't teach you how to clean, you got to understand, a man is coming into your life. He won you over. You won him over because he saw you looking all good. You were dipped when you went out the house. You looked all beautiful, but then he hadn't been in your house, so he didn't know. He didn't know that when you got out of that dress, you just threw it on the floor. He didn't know when you did your makeup, all you did was threw it on the counter. You never cleaned anything. You didn't keep anything organized. But then now all of a sudden, I want to marry this woman. Then they get married, and there's a nightmare because he's like, oh my God. I didn't know this is what I was marrying. And so now he's got a problem. Right. So, I mean, this is something you find out. I know a lot of times, honey, you talk about dating a person for a whole year. Yes. To find out what they're like. You'll find that out in a week. Yes. It doesn't take long before when he comes over to your apartment and you've shoved everything under the sofa.
Yeah.
shoved it in the closet, and just tried to wipe some things down. After a week or so, he's going to notice. He's going to notice the smell. I'm telling you, I'm just being honest. He's going to notice. So he's going to be gone before the year's out.
Wow.
There's no way in the world he's going to stay in that. There's no way in the world, especially if he's clean. And even if he isn't clean, woman, he certainly expect you to be.
Wow.
So I'm just saying.
That's good.
I'm just saying.
That's good. You were one of the reasons why you were talking about alluding to the fact that a year of dating, and the reason why I encourage you who are engaged or planning on getting married, because I know we're dealing with married couples, but if you're single and you're looking to get married, I want to encourage you to at least date for a year. And the reason why I say a year is not because I'm trying to, say that you guys may or may not make it, but it's significant because you can go through every holiday and every form of weekends and different things for a year to find out how that person operates and how they think.
Right.
And you know how it is on Christmas Day, and you know how they are on Thanksgiving, and you know how they are on their birthday. You go through the full cycle with them, getting to know them. Very key in a relationship is getting to know them. And that year, that's a great time to spend days and holidays and birthdays and Christmas and Thanksgiving, getting to know how they think and adjusting to them. Because you have to, there is some adjustment. Don't think you're going to go into marriage and you're going to stay the same. You can't do that. You have to make some concessions.
That's true.
You know, so often people think, I get married, hey, it's going to be my way or the highway, or she going to follow me and do what I say do and everything. I ain't changing for her. Oh, you'll be getting your papers sooner than you think. But I want to encourage you you who are single, to make sure that you date for a year so you can learn that person, so you can make a well-informed decision.
That's true. Now, there are some exceptions in this laziness, that you might have married a lazy man and he doesn't care, so he's just as filthy as she is.
Oh, my goodness.
And I've walked into homes, you and I have gone places being ministers, and I just would stand in the middle of the floor.
Yeah, she would. They offer her a seat. She says, no, thank you.
It's okay. We won't be long. And see that the husband had no problem in a filthy home. She had no problem. Just move things out and sit down. And the things that we've experienced, those are some of the exceptions, that both of them may be that way.
Right.
If you choose to live like that and you're happy, don't invite anyone else to your house. You'll be fine. Okay? I just want to leave that with you.
Well, and what can happen, one can get inspired. One can maybe go visit someone's home and they can get a hold of it and say, well, you know what, we're living like pigs.
Right.
You know, and go back. And so if that should ever happen to you and your wife want to change for various reasons, she see things different, or the husband wants to change, make that adjustment with each other.
That's good.
If a revelation comes and you say, wow, we've been doing this like this, we've been smoking crack for 10 years, we need to quit now. That's the extreme. But I'm just saying that when one come up with an idea to better, don't come against it. Support their idea of the change that they want to make. Stand with them and grow with them and work with them and help your life become productive.
That's good. That's good. That's good. Number 7.
Wow, we're doing good.
We're doing excellent. Number 7 is a good one.
All right, let me hear it.
When the wife makes more money than the man, and she's in a better position financially, and uses this against her husband.
Ooh, that's a big one there.
Throwing it up in his face.
Yeah.
She knew when she married the gardener that she made more money than he. Wow. I recall a quote some selfish women have said, and that is, what's yours is mine, and what's mine is mine.
Wow.
And that's what they do to destroy marriages. So women, even if you do, because the corporate world is out there and it's free to all of us, there are as many female lawyers as male.
Yeah.
There's as many female doctors now, surgeons, dentists, all this women have risen up.
Yes.
And they are making money. They're in the 6 figures. Their husband may only be in the 5 figures. But if you chose to marry him knowing that, and why would you now degrade him when it's your money, but you've divided it?
Right.
You got your own little separate account over here, and then you put a little bit of money in the account that the two of you are going to use together, but he can't touch this one.
Right.
We're not even talking about prenup. We're just talking about your decision.
Right. And you know, this is so good because now, just looking at it from the perspective of the mentality of how we think, just face it, the one who writes the paycheck or signs the check is the one who called the shots. In other words, the one who makes the most money and the one who signs the paycheck tends to call the shots. So since that's the case, you have to be sensitive to one another, because that's degrading for a man to know that his wife makes more money than he does. And especially when she flaunts it and rubs it into his face. You get your check, baby? Yeah, how much is it? $850? That's all?
I'm sorry.
What we gonna do with that? What we gonna do with that a little bit? That ain't gonna help us none.
But she married him knowing this, and now you're flaunting this.
But
in
she
his
got
face.
a raise now. I mean, that's what messed her up. It was okay as long as she didn't get a raise. Everything was fine when they first started, but he didn't get a raise.
But
she got a raise. Now she feeling all that did something in a bag of chips. Now his little peanut money here that he's bringing to the table, she gonna let him know that, look, I just want you to know, my money is on that Jag. My tag, that you see my name on that, that's my Jag. That's my car. And it becomes mine, and that's dangerous in a marriage.
And it's really embarrassing when they go out to dinner and she picks up the tab. That's your husband. Now, the money situation didn't matter when you were loving him, when he was yours, when he was your bae. And now all of a sudden it's about money. That's a problem.
Yeah.
Ladies, somewhere it's going to lead to the next one, which is number 8. I'm not going to go there yet. Okay. I'm saying it's going to lead to that because there's some kind of influence that's taking place, because when you loved him in that home, in the privacy of your home, it didn't matter whether you made $5 and he made $1. But when you got out into that corporate world, you allow something to influence you, and I will go to that next, but just before I do.
Wonderful. And I just want to allude to the fact that a lot of times that can cause a man to begin to drink heavy because now his manhood is in question, his authority is in question, his self-esteem is in question.
Definitely that.
His self-worth is in question. And all of these now is he's needing to feel good and validate himself now. And so alcohol will begin, or drugs will begin to help him. Are you saying that I pushed him to drugs? No. Are you saying I pushed him to alcohol? No. I'm saying that these are some of the traits that men have issues and problems with when women begin to make them feel less than. They start to build themselves up in the wrong way. And very few go to God and pray. Very few seek the Lord in fasting and calling on the name of the Lord. They reach out to something else or someone else. And so I just want to encourage you there to be cautious. I also want to caution you in a relationship where the wife is making most of the money, that be sensitive to where that man is, so that you don't drive him to drink.
Again, that's good. And again, that's why I was saying that you loved him before when he didn't have anything. So you allowed something to get in the way. And that leads us to number 8, hanging out with the girls.
Oh.
Whether they're married or whether they're single, when you're hanging out.
For God's sake, she gotta hang out with married.
In today's world, they're hanging out married and single. And the influence is there based on both of them, whether they're married or whether they're single, and they're comparing, they're talking, and they're talking about. There's a movie that I was watching. I won't bring up the name of, but there's these 4 rich women. One's a gynecologist, one's an attorney, but all 4 of them are affluent. They're all single, looking for a husband but can't find one because the men are intimidated by their positions. So turn it around and see if they were married. These 4 affluent women are married, but they're out there still exchanging ideas and talking, and one of them, husband may not make this kind of money because somebody said, "Oh, I thought he was a landscaper," or "I thought he was a garbage man," or something. And so you married him because you loved him. But now you put it out there, and they're saying, "Girl, you know you make more money than that. He only make that amount of money."
Right.
So they planted a seed in you, and that's when you go home with that mess.
Wow,
you would have never taken that home.
That is so good.
Because you loved him.
Hanging out with the wrong people.
But you're hanging out with the wrong people who are bringing down your marriage based on society and status.
That is so
Don't
good.
let that happen. If you married him because you loved him, I didn't care if he did pick your weeds. I'm talking. That didn't sound right.
The gardener.
The gardener, okay. You married him because you loved him. It didn't matter what he made.
Right.
But you allowed other influences to come in and break down your marriage.
That is very good. That is really good. And so what I'm hearing my wife say is caution yourself of who your friends.
That's right.
Because you're a product of who you hang out. If you want to know yourself, just know who's your friends.
That's
know
right.
who you hang out with.
That's right.
That'll tell you who you are.
That's right.
Because we tend to hang out with people who influence us, or we influence, or we hang out with people that we're comfortable with, and that tends to be who we are, or who we desire to be, or who how we are about ourselves. So, so you can ask yourself the question. I want to ask you the question. Who do you hang out with? Who is your friend? Who is your best friend?
Right.
Is it someone that is good for your life, that can help enhance your life, to encourage your life, or is it someone that you hang out with that you and your husband fall out and you call him and say, "Me and my husband fell out. Girl, I leave that man. I pack my bags and get out of that house now. You don't have to put up with that." And then she pack her bags and come over to your house. What you doing here?
That's
Well,
true.
you said pack my bag. You can't stay here, honey. You can't stay here.
True.
You know, but she push your buttons. That's what my wife is saying, that they push your buttons.
Yeah.
And when they push your buttons, they can cause you a lifetime of misery.
Yes, that's good. Learn to value that man, and don't ever lose that just because someone else is running this. You hold on to the very heart of your marriage the way you did when you first found this man. I mean, you know, I'm not speaking scripturally here. I'm just saying when you fell in love with him, he was that man then. Let him still be that man now.
Wow, that's
Okay.
good. Well, listen, we're just about out of time. We got about 5 more minutes.
All right.
So,
all right, we'll move on. Number 9, putting your husband down in public.
wow.
This will not only break him, but cause major problems at home. You never, ever, ever put your husband down in public. You never ridicule him. You never make him look bad or feel bad in public because you're feeling some kind of way. Wherever that came from, it needs to go away, and he needs to address it. The very first time it happens, you cut that engagement real fast and say, "Honey, we need to go home," and be very nice nice. And then when you get home, husband, you find out where that's coming from. Because if you let her get away with it that time, she'll try it again. And so number 10 also couples with that, talking about him to others.
Wow.
One day, while you're talking about your husband to somebody else, one day that somebody that you just told something about your husband is going to go back and tell it. Right. Not only are they going to go back and tell it, they're going to probably go after him because they think that you don't want him anymore.
Wow.
So your trash has now become their treasure.
Whoa! That is unbelievable. Wow. Wow. Wow.
So you
like
better
that.
be very careful. You're trashing him. You're talking about him. That woman just sitting there. She's single. She looking at him. He's feeling all bad because he's not being loved. You trashed him. She treasured him.
Wow.
Number 10.
And that is one. Well, we're just about going to wrap it up, but just in conclusion to this whole thing has just been one. Let's give my darling wife a big. That was real. Wow, that was phenomenal. That is phenomenal. And so as we close out with number 10, I can definitely see where the painting the picture that you don't want him. Right. And they see him, they don't know who he is. They just looking at the external, and as far as they're concerned, it's a good man. And they're looking at you like, why do you don't want him? Well, if you don't want him, you putting him down, you tearing him down, you saying he ain't this, he ain't that. But I don't see that. That ain't what I see. She's not gonna tell you that. But just like my wife alluded to, then she's gonna say, wow, if you don't want him, and I need a man, and I don't have a man, and I've been wanting a man, and there's a man, then why not I get this man? and you know, it's amazing. I think it was Steve Harvey that said it like this. Steve Harvey said that women are like this. Men is like when they see a woman that they like or something, they say, wow, that's a nice, fine girl there. And they say, women say, that's the man I'm gonna get.
That's true. That's
true.
And
then they go after. So just as my wife alluded to, that want to be cautious, build your husband up. We're gonna close in just a few moments, and I want you who are watching, and I want to encourage you to email us at journeytogreatnessbc@gmail.com, or you can write us at 4732 Old Pineville Road. That's Charlotte, North Carolina, 28217. If you want to call us, or you can call us at 704-322 8010. Got it right. And so we want to connect with you. And if you're having problems in your marriage, feel free to email us. We'll respond to you and give you some tips and some encouragement. And if you're enjoying this broadcast, don't hesitate to write and call us, or let us know that you're enjoying the broadcast, and let us know wherever you might be watching. And I want to give a shout out to my mom there that's in Detroit, Michigan there, Annie Walker. I want to say hello to her. Let's give my wonderful mom a big God bless you. Yeah. And also, I want to give a shout out. I want to give a shout out to my son who is in Detroit, Michigan as well. Donnie, want to give him, and Ebony and all my kids there, I want to give them a shout out. And also, I would be remiss if I did not, my grandchildren and my son in Florida, yes. Roger David Smith and his wonderful wife, Makiva, and my grandkids, name them real quickly.
Brianna, Alyssa, and Nia.
You're wonderful. We love you. So we got some awesome family there in Florida. We got some awesome family out in Detroit. And also, I have a daughter in Chicago. Yeah, well, I want to say hello to Shakina. And then my friends out there in California, let's say hello to them. Give them a big, come on, y'all, let's give it up for California. Wonderful. Well, listen, we out of time. We got to go. We want to say we love you. Thank you for watching Journey to Greatness broadcast with Dr. Randall and Bradella Hall Walker. And we say we love you, and we wish God's very best to you.